Worldwide movement, peace, love, respect. Big King Sadiq hollering at you one more again. All right. Thank you. And I am concluding, attempting to conclude this video that has turned into a three-part video. Folks, please bear with me with all the technical difficulties. I'm going to do a little research and see what we can do to rectify that. But just finishing up the previous video, where we're discussing perceiving ourselves and the fact that we create our existence, our reality. The fact that literally the entire reason for us incarnating from energetic or spiritual form, non-corporeal form, into a physical, corporeal existence is so that we can literally play out all of these experiences, situations, circumstances, and issues that shape, mold, and ultimately mature us spiritually. That's why we're here, to mature spiritually. Folks, spiritual existence is far more greater percentage of reality, should I say, or that maybe that's not the best way to phrase it. Let's just say, once again, that physical existence is only a small portion of reality. This, again, is scientifically verifiable. With your two eyes, you think you're seeing everything. But in reality, there are layers upon layers that you simply do not perceive with your two eyes. But they're still there, right? Layers of existence that are still there, right in front of you. You just don't perceive it. That's scientific fact. Not that science is the end-all be-all, but incorporating the usage of science as a tool for us to universally be able to grasp this, I think is good practice. So the whole point of me trying to get us to bring this to the forefront of our awareness now in this time is that with all this that we are experiencing, all this that would feed fear in the old energy, in this new energy, we have to let fear die off and choose love instead. Now, what I'm ultimately saying brings me back to the purpose of my book and the totality of these videos, which is that ultimately we must root ourselves in unity consciousness. We ultimately will eventually anyway, because we really all are one. We all spring from, again, the same creative source. So we really are not nearly as separate as we think. The old paradigm held up to a high pedestal separation mentality. And this is a message that we grew up with, and were immersed in for all of our previous existence up until now. That's the old energy. We're growing out of that. We're growing up. We're maturing and understanding that we have created all of this, folks. Even all the dark characters, all the scary monsters, the dark beings or entities are all your creations. They are all your creations. Remember, I told you, you're always manifesting. It's just a matter of whether we are doing so consciously or subconsciously. And all of these things that we are dealing with in our society and our civilization right now are those things that were the issues within us that we needed to work out. They manifest themselves in these challenges, in these forms, right? The fact that we have socioeconomic elites who are governed by dark, unseen forces. Folks, that's just a script that we created. The deep thing about it is that we have manifested it. Excuse me, I put an extra syllable in there. We have manifested it into existence. We created all this. Now, do we still have to work through these things and deal with them while we are still corporeal beings? Most certainly. That's how the system works, right? And it's beautiful in that way because it's just a push-pull of positive and negative, light and dark, different energies that are polar opposites. And is that push-pull that helps us to continue forward, to continue to grow. So even the dark, even the evil, even the negative, right? All those things that we identify as that have a purpose. It's to push you further in your maturation process. All of these things that I was just referring to in the past, this previous 4-part miniseries I concluded, are all just challenges. They're all just really complex situations designed by our own psyche, by our own collective mentality, to challenge and push us in the ways that we need to ascend as a species. And ultimately, guess what, folks? It worked. It worked. When even one of us began to wake up and to aid others in waking up, eureka, success. Huh? We finally got past the point where we were going to destroy ourselves, as previous manifestations of our civilization on this planet have, right? We're learning more and more of that. We got past that point and we spiritually matured enough that we could enter into this beautiful new age of light, where we go into our next phase of evolution and maturation. That's where we're at now. So, as much as we can recognize all these things that have happened, as much as there's been a hidden hand, this huge web of secret societies that has been the hand of the socio-economic elite in the world who have maintained control over the masses, as much as all that has taken place, as much as there has been spiritual possessions and dark entities and forces that have touched in people's lives individually in a very dark and negative, challenging way, as much as all that has gone on, as much as we have seen things that we would like to have never seen, right? Hurting children in any way, man's inhumanity toward man. All of these things were just ways we could spiritually mature to this point. That's the purpose of it. That is the purpose of it. For immortal beings who do not or never could have understood what vulnerability is, to experience all that in this incredible collage of experiences that makes up our lives and our collective existence on this planet. That is the purpose of all of it, for us to spiritually grow and mature. And we've begun our next phase, right? We've stepped into our next phase of existence, and it's a beautiful thing. It truly is. We are transitioning, so we still have a little ways to go as we cement in our new high vibrational frequency paradigm on this planet, but it is happening. And the drama that we still see on the planet are just rumblings of the old energy that is going away. Nearly gone, quite frankly. That's why they really are so desperate. And when I say though, or they, I'm referring to individuals, entities, forces that are simply manifestations of the challenges we created for ourselves. That is how powerful you are. No matter what you are facing in your life, take a look in the mirror right now and understand nothing are you a victim of. You created each of these challenges for yourself. As much as you might think to yourself, I would never have put myself through this. I would never have put anyone I know through this. How could we ever have let children be subject to all of this? And how could all this pain and misery and hate have gone on in the world? And you're saying we've done this? Yes. Spiritually, we've made the decision to incarnate into physical bodies that are susceptible to all these things so that we could experience them. Folks, all of us have been different races before. Don't ever be racist again. All of us have been different sexes before. Don't ever be sexist again. In either direction. Male against female or female against male. All of us have been different walks of life, different roles in life. And we continue having these experiences over and over and over to form our collective maturation process. This is what we are experiencing on this planet. And the more we mature into that knowing, the more we become suitable to enter into our next stage of evolution. That's where we're at. That is the profundity of what we are going through on this planet. We're not the first species in existence to have gone through this. But we are the current species going through it now. And it's a beautiful process. And we are beautiful as we complete it. Truly. Believe it or not, folks, the unseen are here every moment of every day with you. There's nothing you really do that's secret. You're not getting away with anything, truly. Your higher self, which is part of the creative force, right? Part of the creative source, should I say, knows everything you do. The Creator knows every single thing you do. You're not hiding Monday through Saturday. You're not hiding, Sunday through Thursday or any of those, any day that we're not in our particular mode of worship or place of worship. Folks, you are never, never alone. You truly are not. You truly are not. So we need to understand with greater depth what this experience is that we're living through, but more importantly and more powerfully, who and what we truly are in this experience. We are individual expressions of our Creator's energy. How incredible the magnitude and depth of our Creator's plan, that our Creator would express forth aspects of its own energy in the form of entities, of self-aware entities that could go through this myriad of experiences to gain beautiful spiritual maturation. That is what we are. We are individual expressions of our Creator's energy. And in truth, you do not have any vulnerability. In truth, you will never die. Death is not real. It's a simple